to infinity and beyond.
What's up, everyone? Roger and James here from the DisKingdom podcast. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the Star Wars Battlefront 2 Resurrection and Last Jedi content that just came into the game. We will be in spoiler mode for this one here because it was so short. So first off, this is at three or four so levels. So first off, it's taking place straight after the last story ended in the last one. It was set straight sort of around the time of The Force Awakens, a couple of weeks before The Last Jedi. Eden is now a grey old lady, which just looked really weird. And
a little bit.
Especially having seen her on so many different podcasts as an actress, and you're like, and then suddenly you're like, what? Yeah, this looks weird. This just doesn't quite. It looks so forced. They also brought in her daughter. Whereas when they finished the last one, everyone's like, she's Rey's mum. And it's like, nope. It's some random other woman that we've just brought in. We've also got we've got that alien running around, which he's really cool. I love him. I think he's such a cool character. So we have one battle in space. We had another one on their home planet, which was quite a tough little level with lots of trying to rescue their daughter, and then finally we had went up into trying to get onto the destroyer, and then they up taking out how to take out a dreadnought, and it kind of linked in a little bit to The Last Jedi, but primarily it ends with them destroying the Starbase killer at the end of Force Awakens. So it's around that time. Overall, it was fun. I played it over 2 nights. This concept that it's free DLC, it's like, no, this was part of the main story. Had this been this could have been, I don't know as well, this could have been done 4 weeks ago and just carried on the story. I don't get why it needed to be, because it didn't really reflect on Last Jedi at all.
No, the only part that was Last Jedi related was one, they name dropped the Dreadnought, which was the major ship at the beginning of The Last Jedi, and then they show the rebels or the resistance evacuating Qdar, or however you pronounce that planet. Yeah. But this is stuff that you find out within the first 5 minutes of The Last Jedi. So I'm not really sure why they decided to hold back. I guess it's probably just a hype thing. And I was glad that they shuffled Vey off, to not be with the Rebel fleet in The Last Jedi. She's not part of that. We won't explain why I'm glad that she's not part of it, but it does establish that there are other cells out there, even if they're very small ones. So it's a building block for the Resistance in the coming movies. But overall, this was, I thought, a much better campaign than the main one, probably because it was so focused. There was literally, this is Iden's daughter. They find out that her father, Iden's husband, or whatever they end up being, Delmico, is killed. They go after Hask. They board the Star Destroyer. End of the mission. And that's it. And it's got the emotional resonance that the main story lasted. It has the focus that the main story was missing. It's got some good levels. They're a lot of fun. The story is utterly generic. You can predict what's going to happen 5 minutes before it happens, but at least it's well executed. So, honestly, it should have been part of the main campaign. I don't know why they held it back, especially because it was only like 2 weeks. If this had come out like a couple months later and been like, oh, yeah, remember this game exists and we have a movie coming out, that would have been one thing, but this is like literally 2 weeks after the game came out. So,
do you think that they've actually got a few more chapters? Because the way they left it open with the daughter, I can't help but feel like, is there some more levels coming up with the next season in a month or two? And have we got a few because it felt a bit like they left it wide open, and it's like, I don't feel like there's enough for a sequel yet, because the sequel game could be a couple of years away. But it literally felt like they gave her a mission and said, right, here you go, off you go and sort this out. Like, is she going to be the next protagonist? And if they got, I
kind of hope that they do.
Yeah, if they got this plan to keep having like new chapters and new DLC content coming, which is what they've been talking about. If we get a 12-hour campaign and they only give us like an hour or two at a time afterwards, and so we got 5, 6 4 or 5 like sections. Kind of feels a little bit like Hitman, where we get episodes. I don't mind that, but they should have written it quite upfront from the beginning. It might have been a bit better for them.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there probably were plans to do more, but we're going to have to see if all this backlash against the microtransactions has affected their bottom line. And if,
It's still
as a result of that...
Yeah. It's still the second best
I
selling
know, it's still...
game. Yeah.
Yeah, good job with the boycott guys. But there's also a difference between the game sales and the microtransaction sales, and we don't know how the microtransactions are doing. So we'll have to wait and see. I would certainly love to get a couple more hour or 2 hour little chapter missions like you were talking about, Hitman style, with Vey and Shreve. I love both of those characters. Obviously, we don't know much about Vey. I would honestly love to have another book or two. One maybe with Aiden and Delmico taking place in between the ending of the campaign and where we pick up, and then another one afterwards with them having a little adventure off where they try to do something for the Resistance. And
do have
so
one
on.
issue.
Yeah.
Can't keep calling it an Inferno squad when there's 2 people. It
Well,
doesn't.
It's
not a squad. It's not even a tag team at this point. It's like
Also,
it's not a squadron with 2 people.
I mean, technically a squadron's 2 people. I suppose a squadron's more than 1. But yeah, I remember them doing that. Good luck, Inferno Squad. I'm like, wait, but I thought you guys changed their names too when they defected.
No,
I didn't think they were still called Inferno Squad.
They did mention them a few times.
Yeah.
So generally, as a whole, the Resurrection chapter I thought was really good. Really enjoyed it. I did play it after Last Jedi because I didn't want any spoilers.
So
in
did
it. I really enjoyed it. It's it's a cool little add-on. It's another hour and 2 hours DLC. Free story content. So if you felt the last one wasn't long enough, I'd still love to have a little bit more between Jakku and the Force Awakens. That would have been the little things. But also, did you get to play the new map, the crates?
I played one. Well, played might be a generous term. I logged in. I joined a map in progress. It was the crate map. I got to play 30 seconds of it before it ended. I was rubber banding all over the place. I wasn't able to get any sort of play experience out of it. So technically, yes, but I must have hit it during one of those periods where the servers were less than ideal.
When everyone says about this rubber band thing, I keep thinking it's because someone's got the rubber bands on the controllers and they're just rigging around like this to get points, because that was the thing.
There's that too.
Yeah. Actually, I jumped in and did a whole match right from the Empire on crate, and the map looks so great because you got the big doors of the things, and you got the crystals going around, and you got to go through the K and the M6s are blasting in, and I mean I'm standing there with my sniper rifle taking out those little ships that and I actually got like a 3 kill streak going on. I'm like, woo! I'm just hiding at the back going, yep, take you out. And then you got to kind of run in, and I'm there, and I can hear Chewbacca growling, and I can hear the lightsaber. And I had probably one of my best online experiences playing this map because I wasn't dying. I was able to stand back a bit, but it was a really fun map. I think it's easily one of the best. It looks stunning.
Oh yeah, for the 30 seconds I got to see the map, it visually looks fantastic. I've seen some gameplay of it on YouTube, on Twitch, and whatnot, and yeah, I think it's a good addition to the rotation. And if they can keep this quality, oh god damn it!
Mm-hmm.
Did you lose me?
No, it's fine. It's like I said, it's a little bit. We've got a couple of technical issues there, but just as a whole. This DLC just feels very, very, very. It felt good. It feels like a good little add-on. I mean, we got Phasma and Finn added onto the game as well. But I'm glad they just let them unlocked. I think they decided to take away the point system and just have them just stop moaning, kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, they're never going to stop moaning. And justifiably so. I mean, there's still a lot of problems with the system. But yes, if you played during Season 1, which might even still be running
Yeah.
when this gets posted. You will get Finn and Phasma unlocked for free in the multiplayer, so you might as well just log in if you are at all interested. Although I will say, Phasma is a very difficult character to use, because you really have to just keep shooting with her. He's one of those characters that seems to have taken the Borderlands style, where it's like, all right, I'm going to start off by shooting in a shotgun spread and then slowly work my way down to a like an accurate thing. And then her staff rush or her spear rush is completely useless 99% of the time.
Yeah, and I need to jump in some heroes versus villains. But the trouble is, actually, to be honest, I've probably got a better chance of using her in probably an arcade mode in a custom match. It's probably my best chance of doing it. But I think I had so much fun playing in the maps because I did a couple of different missions, and I did a couple of games last night after. And between that and the DLC, I've just had a really. It's been quite nice because I feel like I've had a really good last 3 nights playing Star Wars Battlefront 2 and just having a lot of fun with it. And kind of it's that thing of suddenly got a little bit more value out of that game and. By having, at least, I've put in at least 6 to 7 hours over the weekend alone.
Yeah, I think that this was a very good expansion for the game. It was free, so
yeah.
So long as they continue to release some new content, I am willing to give them, a little bit of credibility back. We're still waiting to see how the microtransactions are going to fall out, but. Yeah, if this is an indicator of the quality, if we can get arcade upgrades, if we can get some more story bits, and then maps on top of it for the multiplayer, I could see myself definitely continuing to play this game on up until Battlefront 3 or whatever they replace it with, 2 or 3 years from now.
No, really good. So we'd love to know your thoughts on that. As per usual, go check us out over at DisKingdom.com. You can also subscribe to us by hitting that subscribe button. Also, I'm James. Where can they find you?
Find me, heroiclegacy.com.
And on that, I guess, thank you very much for watching. We're going to be back after the new year with some new episodes. There is a special mini Christmas episode that's going to be coming up between Christmas and New Year, where we'll be back properly the day after New Year's Day with some new episodes. So hope you all have a great Christmas and New Year, and we shall see you guys later.
Later.
May the Force be with you.
And